Okay, where was I? I think I was talking about things I'm grateful for. Yeah, I'm grateful to be traveling. I don't think that was an opportunity that I thought I'd have. I'm also grateful to learn so much about myself. I feel like traveling on top of having to teach kids, that's a wombo combo right there. Combination. That hurts. In good ways, it's a growing pain. The essence of what I'm trying to say is, being a parent, being a teacher's really hard. Being a parent must be even more hard. And maybe a year ago, I thought the hardest thing I was gonna do is sit at a desk and crank out some animation for some studio that I was aspiring to be a part of. But I think the most hardest and honorable thing you can do as an individual is raise a kid. Last night, I had a little bit of an existential crisis, I think, because it was New Year's Eve and I missed home a lot, and typically it doesn't happen when I'm traveling because I'm so distracted by all the cool things I'm experiencing, which I experienced a lot of cool things. Like, I'm very blessed and very grateful for the opportunity to have traveled here as well as Korea, but I miss home and I can't help it. So yesterday, I think in my reflection video, I don't know how much of it I'm gonna cut out, but I was definitely down bad for home. I was missing home and family. I'm going to eat in this video for our outro, and I'm also going to show everything that I bought in Japan. I bought some clothes. I'm not going to show off my clothes just because I'm not very confident in the way that I dress and buy clothes. I just bought stuff that was affordable and seemed pretty bland and generic. Some merchandise that I bought. I went to the Ghibli village yesterday. That was on my second day in Japan. And let me open it really quick. Also, I just want to add, it got really, really cold, really, really fast. I think day one I was wearing a t-shirt and chilling. Now I'm chilling without a t-shirt. Like, I have 3 layers on and it's really cold outside. That's why you can hear my voice shaking a little bit. It's like 30 degrees out, I think, right now. And actually, I'll have to talk about this later, but I'm planning to go swimming tomorrow in the lake. I got this one. It's a Princess Mononoke billboard, not a billboard, it's like a picture frame, but it's made from like paper mache type of cardboard-esque thing that you have to put together yourself. So I thought that was really cool. I think that was $12 or $15. It's all overpriced, man. I told you, merchandise is just overpriced. You just have to roll with the punches. I went to a bunch of different stores to make sure that I wasn't getting ripped off. They're all priced about the same. You know, it's a tourist location. It's just as expected. This one was about $8. Okay. When I say the numbers, I'm saying $8, but it's not $8 US. It's 800 yen, which when you do the conversions roughly, you just kind of consider $8. It's similar in Korean won. So like 800 yen would be about 8,000 won, which is how my brain works. So I'm sorry if the conversion doesn't work. Okay, anyways, this is another Princess Mononoke hand towel, handkerchief. When I do my dishes, I have a towel to dry it off, but for like my mugs, I feel like my big towel isn't very good for it. So I'm gonna use this one to dry off my mugs. I just thought to do that. It's like $8. I bought a one-piece card deck. My friends are really into cards, and he's a cook. He watched One Piece. I don't know if he'll like it. It's a gift for him. He also liked Attack on Titan, so I found an Attack on... Oh, that one was $9. This one, it's a bicycle brand. It's Attack on Titan. I thought it looked really cool. I'm debating on which one I should keep. I'm giving one to him. He's watched both of them, and he's a fan of both, so... I think he'll appreciate either one of them, but this is the pricier one of the two. This one was $15. I've never been a car guy, never been into cars, but my friend is an engineer, and he's really into cars, and he won't stop talking about Porsche. So I just thought it'd be really cool to get this. I want to give it to him, but he's in America, and I won't be there for a long time, and I don't plan on shipping this to him, so I'm keeping this for myself. I thought it was really cool. It's very affordable. It was $22. It's a pretty good sized model. It's a plastic replica of the real thing. So Porsche GT 911 GT2, Porsche 911 GT2. I don't know nothing about cars. I just think it looks cool. So I bought that one. Let's see. I got some stuff for my nieces and nephews. This is a Pokemon ripoff of a Lego. It's not really Lego. It's called Nano Block. It's a gacha, so you can get any one of these Pokemons. I got a Kirby one too. And I also got a Haikyuu card. I don't know what this... I think it's a collector's card. I just saw it at the Konbini and thought it was cool. And then we got a One Piece card, collector's item too. Oh, and I was gonna eat because I'm hungry right now. It is, I think, 8 o'clock and I haven't had supper yet. So, oh, what else is in here? I got a gacha Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not sure if I'll keep this or gift it to somebody. I haven't opened it yet, but I can see it. It's Gojo. It's the one I wanted out of all of them. So I have Gojo gacha. It's like a minifigure, action minifigure. And let's see, what else did I get? Oh, this one I got pretty much as soon as I landed. It's a coin purse, Ghibli coin purse of Totoro. I can't speak right now. It's a Ghibli coin purse of My Neighbor Totoro, and it was $15. I think it was $15. It's really neat. Like on the inside, there's a lot of, I think I already showed this one off, so I don't need to go over that again. But let's go over the food I'm about to have. We do have a table inside, but it's currently occupied by just a lot of miscellaneous stuff, so I can't really eat inside. I'm just gonna eat in the balcony. It's a nice vibe out here anyway, so it's all good. Alright, so we got... This is the first time I'm having konbini food since I've been here. We've always been eating out, and it's been phenomenal. I've only had good food while I've been here, but I thought it'd be good to end off my last meal with a konbini. Tomorrow for breakfast I might eat something too. I have some money left over. I have about 40 bucks, so I'm going to the beach to swim early in the morning because I've ran out of stuff to do. Like, I went to all the cool spots in Fukuoka, all the beautiful like flower gardens, the touristy locations, the shrines. I've been there, done that, been to all the, famous food places. So, there's a lake nearby. I brought my swim trunks. I didn't know how warm it would be. On the first day that I got here, I was like, okay, this is actually not bad weather. I could get in the lake. Now it's close to lethal. It's gonna be 45 degrees when I wake up at 7 a.m. tomorrow, but I'm planning to go swim. Not like a leisure stroll in the lake, but like a cold plunge, basically. So yeah, that's on the agenda tomorrow. I need to introduce the food I'm about to eat, sorry. I'm having tuna and egg sandwich from the konbini. All the crust is cut off. Looks pretty good. Of course, pudding. You gotta have pudding. Pudding from Japan. We got, I forgot what this is called. In Korea, it's called samgakgimbap. So it's a salmon wrapped in seaweed, and it looks like a triangle. And there's rice in there too, I think. And I got a drink. Pineapple juice. That was all for $7. Pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. All right, I'm gonna start with the drink because my throat is dry from talking too much, and it's freezing cold outside. It's freezing cold outside, so my voice is a little shaky. Okay, this one does not taste like pineapple at all. Oh, it says fruit mix. I'm stupid. I just saw the pineapple on the logo and I thought, oh yeah, it's pineapple juice. Yeah, it kind of tastes like fruit punch, but the coloring is throwing me off because it's yellow. So fruit punch is usually like red. Tuna and egg sandwich. Let's get it. How do you open this? Okay, there's a big sign that says open for all the dumb tourists that don't understand. Thank you. Thank you, Japan, for inventing that. Try the tuna. Tastes like tuna and bread. It's nothing special. I feel like I could make this at home and it would not be any different. I'm not sure what the hype is about that one. All right, on to the egg one. I feel like this one has a little more hype behind it. People are like, yeah, you gotta get the egg sandwich in Japan. I have some friends from Indonesia,
they were hype about this one. I'm gonna try it. All right, that hits. That's pretty good. Yeah, I definitely prefer the egg over the tuna. The tuna just tastes dry. Tastes like canned tuna spread over some bread, which is what it is. But the egg, I don't know. Something about the egg just hits. Oh yeah, they gave me some wet tissues. I don't know what they call it in America. I think that's Konglish. People in Korea call it wet tissues. It's just wet wipes to like wipe your hands and mouth and whatever. We probably call it that too. I'm just being stupid. And they gave me a little spoon for the pudding, which I'm going to try next. There's nothing English on here, so I cannot describe. It's just pudding, right? Can't be that much different than what we have in the States. Okay. Let's take a bite of this. Mmm. Dude, I'm so bad with descriptions with food. I'm so sorry. You're just gonna have to watch me eat it. I might just like totally mute out everything I'm saying and put some music on the background, to be honest. But this fruit punch thing, which I thought would be pineapple juice, it's not hitting. It's not my thing, but I need something to water it down, so. Yeah, it tastes like an ice pop melted down. That's not a vibe. I'm looking forward to this one. Oh shit, dude, I don't know how to open it. And I think it has to be opened in a specific way. Okay, so it's a step 1, pull there. Step 2, oh no. Step 1, pull here. Okay. Step 1, pull here. I'm pulling here. Okay, I did step 1. Please don't screw me over. Step 1. Step 1, and then step 2. I love the instructions. Look at this. Step 1, step 2, and then they got a little instruction manual on the side. Just because they know there's a lot of stupid tourists that buy this and don't know how to open it properly. So, thank you, Japan, for understanding. Pretty smart. I think it's a little dry. Like the seaweed is meant to be dry so that it's crunchy, I think. I like the texture, but the flavor is just rice and salmon and seaweed. It's very simple. I don't think it needs seasoning. Like I like it. I like the combination. I think it's too dry for me. And I don't want to, I don't like my drink. Overall, I give my konbini food experience, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I'm gonna be generous. Because I just think I didn't know what I was doing when I was picking out the stuff. I really like the egg sandwich. I love the pudding. This one's just meh for me. The tuna sandwich was just bad. I didn't like that at all. Do not get this if you come here. If you do not like super sweet concentrated juice pops. That's basically what this is. Let me reflect on my trip in Japan so far. So, first 2 days was a lot of shopping, a lot of souvenir shops. I went to the onsen on the second day. On the first day, it was just kind of getting settled in, looking at the city. Today, I saw some of the more temples, shrines, and like parks, flower gardens. It was a good vibe. Today was just chill, you know. We went to like an island that was connected with a bridge. I got to see a lot of fish, some ducks, some unique birds. It was nice. This was more my vibe. You know, I like to be chill. I don't like to be around a bunch of tourists and people. It was super intimidating for me to, just in general, to vlog is so intimidating. But to do it in like a touristy area where there's people that speak English and the locals are looking at you like, what is this guy? That was a fear that I had to overcome. And it will probably show on camera. It is what it is. I think I have more of a grasp of the differences between Korea and Japan now that it's my 3rd day here. But nothing on a deep level. I don't understand the culture. I don't understand the language. I'm very ignorant. Like today I went to a bookstore and they were trying to tell me it was closed. But I was like, gomen nasai, nihongo wakarimasen. I don't understand Japanese, I'm so sorry. And it was like,
a struggle because I thought they were trying to say like trying to sell me something, which, dude, that only happens in the States. I doubt anybody in Japan is ever trying to like, or in Korea it happens often where they're trying to sell you something. In Japan, I don't think they'd be adamant enough to keep telling you, hey, can you buy this thing? So I was like, what is going on right now? So confused. But they're like, it is closed. You're still here. We closed like 5 minutes ago. So that's just an instance of where I'm like really embarrassed that I didn't do enough to learn the basics. I should know at least the basics. Like, that's not good manners to come to a place without having done your research. I just think that's, you know, a courteous thing that you should do if you plan to visit somewhere. So at first I was so ignorant when I came here. I was like, I had a friend that came here and he didn't do much research outside of, he researched like the locations he was going, I think, but he didn't, to my understanding, he told me he didn't really know Japanese, and that gave me confidence. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna learn nothing either, and I'm gonna have a great time. And I did, I had a really good time, but there are moments when I realized, okay, I think if I spent, you know, an afternoon, 3 hours of learning the basics, that would have served me very well, and it would have made me look less of just a pain for people around me that were trying to help me. To be honest, it's the first time I've been to like another language speaking country that's not like Korea. I know enough. I was there for 9 years, so I can read, I can write, I can speak. This is just totally different. You don't know nothing, right? So I regret that. Buying stuff. Okay, so I came with $550. I have $40 left now. I spent about $30 on transportation. I didn't budget everything, so my numbers might be totally kind of floppy here. I spent about $100 on clothes, probably $200 on merchandise. Oh, those numbers might be totally off. Food, probably another $200. Yeah, and then the other stuff is probably just like travel expenses, not like traveling bus fares or transportation. I'm talking about like the ticket for the onsen or some of the shrines and stuff. You don't really have to pay, but you know, I think it's proper etiquette to. Oh, you do have to pay if you want to be involved in like putting your paper. You have to like write your wishes on a paper and you can tie it on a string, and there's some cute things like that. And there's some areas that's restricted unless you pay to go in. And so yeah, overall I think it's a very affordable trip. I spent $200 on the Airbnb because I split it with a friend, and I spent $200 on the airfare from Korea to here. So the plane tickets were cheap for me because I'm pretty close to Japan. And the Airbnb was really nice. The person was super accommodating. They did everything they could to make it a very comfortable stay. And I had a really great trip, but that night, last night, I just kind of, man, I didn't have an existential crisis, but it was pretty close, I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah. Outside of that, though, the trip in general was such a great experience. I had a good time. Okay, so I just wanted to wrap up the video with what I'm going to do tomorrow. It's my last day. I'll be leaving early, so I won't have a full day of stuff to vlog. In fact, it'll mostly just be me overcoming the fear and gaining enough courage to go swimming. If I do go. I'm planning to go, but once I get to the water, we'll see how I actually feel. So tomorrow I'm going to try to wake up at 7. I have to walk to the beach about 36 minutes. And then I'll watch the sunrise. Sun rises at about 7:40. And then I will go for a swim for like 30 seconds. Even less, probably. It's probably a terrible idea. And it definitely is a terrible idea. It's super cold. It's 45 degrees Fahrenheit. And so it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. But I'm going to bring my towel. I'm going to bring all my warm stuff. There is a bathroom nearby. I don't know if the showers work. I saw the showers there, so that if you needed to take a shower, quick shower to get sand off you, you can do it. And people are gonna say, why are you doing that to yourself? That is terrible. It's nothing. There is no meaning behind it. I really could not give you a good argument for why I want to do this thing, but I'm gonna do it. I ran out of things to do. I think it'd be a really cool experience and something to look back on and remember. And every time I go camping, no matter what time of year it is, like I've gone camping in November and gone into a lake or a river. So it's just it's just tradition, I guess. It's a terrible one. I don't think it's a healthy one, or it doesn't have much meaning behind it. But I'm gonna do it regardless. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try to do it. I don't want to say I'm gonna do it and then don't do it. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do it. After swimming, I'm gonna be back around 9 a.m. to my, 8:30 to 9-ish, back to my Airbnb. We have to pack up and leave by around noon. And then our flight leaves at 3. So we'll get to the airport around 1:30, I think. So we'll do a little bit of shopping between then, but we'll be having our suitcase and whatnot, so I don't think we'll be wanting to do much shopping with all of our luggage. And I'll arrive home at about 5, because I'll arrive home at 4 at the airport, but then from the airport to my home is about an hour of train. So yeah, I'll be home pretty early, 5 p.m. I'll unpack, do my laundry. I will start editing this video. I have a ton of footage I have to go through. Most of it has been B-roll, to be honest, for the last 2 days. I haven't been doing a lot of talking and commenting on stuff just because it was so draining, and I don't think it was healthy for my vlog, it was healthy for my vlog. It was not healthy for me to enjoy this trip, to always be worried about the camera and whatnot. So I just decided to only film stuff that I thought was cool and visually appealing, and then comment about it at the end of the day if I can remember it. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing. It's mostly B-roll. I'm gonna edit that. Hopefully I have it out by Saturday. That's my goal. I don't know if that'll happen, but I'll have all of Friday. Right now it's Wednesday. Tomorrow's gonna be Thursday. I'll have all of Friday to edit and Saturday to kind of wrap up any finishing things that I need to do. I have never edited something with this much bulk involved, so it might be longer than I think, but I'll try to spend all of Friday. I'll go to some internet cafe in Korea and spend that whole day just editing the video. It's gonna be so trippy, dude. I hate listening to myself and seeing myself on camera, but I have to spend all that intensive time like meticulously looking at clips and cutting parts out, and it's gonna be not fun. But I decided to do it, so I'm not gonna not do it. I'm going to do it. I spent all this effort to film. I've got to edit it somehow. Okay, something else I wanted to touch on is my work. I work with kids. I'm a teacher in Korea, and being a teacher has taught me a lot about the dynamics between adults and children, in a sense that how much influence does a grown-up have on a child? And in Japan, I've noticed a lot of kids running, or not, the kids are biking and parents running with them. So exercise is like much more commonly perceived here. In Korea, I don't see a lot of people going to the gym or like running or biking or whatnot, anything of that nature. I see a lot of grandmas doing like group exercises. I don't know what to call it other than that. It's just like a loudspeaker playing. Someone's leading them out in a dance and they're all just doing their thing. Some yoga poses and jumping jacks, and they wear like the same t-shirt. It's pretty cool to witness. So the elderly do it. A lot of young people do it like after college, after they've done all the hard work of studying and they can actually think about taking care of themselves. They go to the gym and they're in really good shape. So Koreans do take after themselves, but I rarely see parents exercising with their children, but it's super common here. Everyone's riding a bike, and I've at least four times I've seen a child biking and a parent running alongside them with like AirPods or walking their dog while riding the bike. And I feel like the emphasis on studying is not as large. I didn't see any hagwons, which in Korea, hagwon is like after school studying. So it's basically an academy for a specific subject that you're trying to study. Mostly it's English, math, science, or if you're like really wanting to get into an art school or a music school, a lot of parents will send their kids to that hagwon. But here I saw maybe 2 English programs, but it wasn't like an all-day program. It was just an after-school program. And I think it was targeting more adults than kids. Like, if you want to learn English, you can do it as a grown person. And that's not as common in Korea, I feel like. It's mostly kids that's being pressured to learn English. It's not a hobby, right? Here, it's treated kind of like a hobby, I think. At least in the area that I'm in. I might be totally oblivious, and in Tokyo, there's a bunch of the same stuff that's happening, but in Fukuoka, not really. So that culture is very different, right? The kids there are super pressured to study. And I see so much potential in them. Like, when I'm working with these kids and I'm teaching them English, I see so many other talents that they're capable of pursuing, but they're just pushed to be doing English, and it's so sad to witness because I see limitless potential in every one of those kids. They have so many unique traits that I can see something in the future for them that's so fantastic and amazing. But I know the path that they all have forged before them by their parents, and it's really hard for them to break out of it. So there's not much that I can do to help. All I can do is, do my best to do what I'm asked to do, which is teach them English. And they're really young. I'm teaching ages from 5 to 9, so there's not really much you can do to impress upon them. In fact, most of their memories in relation to me will probably not be strong. I don't remember a lot of my teachers past the age of 7. And if I do, it's like a very small instance or moment. So that's just off my personal experience, but I could totally be wrong, and they remember me from now. And by the way, that's not my intention or goal, is for them to remember me. I'm just saying I don't have a huge amount of influence in guiding them towards things that I feel like they have a passion and talent for. So that's what I've witnessed while I'm teaching. I see these kids, and it feels like they're being condensed and the walls are closing in. It feels like I can sense the claustrophobic panic going on in their eyes as they're going through their day. And it doesn't feel good to witness, because I see limitless potential for all of them to be amazing. And I feel like I see that in their parents, right? They want the best for them. So I meet the parents at the end of the day when I drop them off, and I see that they really want the best for their kid. And their kid is an extension of who they are. Now that I know the kid very well, I kind of have an inkling of a concept of what their parent is like, because so much of what their behaviors are and their thoughts are is inherited by their parents. So, and it got me thinking, that's probably how my parents thought of me at a certain point in time. They saw something small and thought it had limitless potential. Like, oh my goodness, Aaron did really well in karaoke today. Now he's going to be a pop star or something. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, every small thing, when you see a kid do it, it feels like a miracle. You're like, oh my gosh, this is magic happening before my eyes right now. And it's so incredible. I bet they could totally be something really cool in the future. And I think every parent thinks that about their kid. And it was a revelation for me, because I think I've always known that, most parents think the world of their kid, and that's a good thing. But sometimes the world that they think of for their kid doesn't match, right? So they think the world of their kid, but that world that they think of isn't the world that they exist in or that they chose. I didn't teach in Japan, so I don't know what it's like for the kids here, but it just feels like they have a lot more freedom to express and be who they want to be. Now, the honorifics in Japan, I feel like, is a little bit extreme. At first, I was like, oh my gosh, everyone is so nice to me and so kind. And, in the States, if I was there past opening hours, immediately they'd be like, get out of here, Okay, they wouldn't say that, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, people here are just so nice. And I think there's a very big benefit to that, but something I see in the future. If you keep living like this for like 3 years, of you just being super nice to everybody and suppressing your emotions and beating around the bush and never getting to the point, it can be frustrating, and it can definitely get some pent-up anger inside of you that could lead to dangerous bursts of emotion. And I think there's probably evidence of that I didn't do research on, but I think that there's evidence of that here. In Korea, or there's results of that happening here that I don't know, like I don't have stories for, but I'm sure it's happened. In Korea, there is a bit of honorifics. Like, you might find it a little bit odd or hard to get used to, but once you get used to them, it's not much of a hindrance or something that's bothersome. It's kind of a way of making things comfortable for you so that you don't have to have deep rooted connections with people. And you might think, oh my gosh, that's terrible. Why aren't you deeply connected with people? But I think the honorifics is like a barrier for yourself to be independent and not ever have to, like, you can choose to express what you really think, but you don't have to. You can just be at a safe distance, and you can be very independent, I feel like, in Korea, and never have to worry about intermingling and oversharing or creating drama in any way, because there's a barrier of honorifics. And that's the same here in Japan, but I think it's to a little bit more of an extreme, where it could be a hindrance to your mental health and safety. There's probably a little bit of that in Korea too as well. By the way, like, both countries are, I think, competing for one of the worst mental health. So I didn't witness any of that while I was here. I think everyone was super kind and super happy. I had a really great time. But knowing what I know about Korea, after knowing it a little bit more in depth with living there for 4 months, I doubt it's that much different here, right? And it's deeply rooted in their culture. Korea, I think it's for reasons of feeling pressured to be overly perfect and educated on everything. In Japan, it must be the honorifics, because it's so extreme that I've never experienced it anywhere else. So I just wanted to reflect on that and talk about that. And I think it's in relation to generational, not trauma, but generational, like inherited habits. Let's put it that way. And it's very similar from Korea and Japan, it feels like. So I witnessed that, and I just wanted to reflect on that and make sure that I make note of that for when I come back here, or for if I ever forget about it, because I feel like that's an important thing to remember about Japan.